Hello, fellow humans. Today, I'm going to tell you about how I spent this weekend. It's not much, but it's something, and I hope you enjoy it. This all started exactly 1 week ago, when I told my mom that my bed sucked! It was so old it had arthritis, and I was sick and fed up with how squeaky it was. So, my mom and we hopped on the magic school bus and took a trip to IKEA, aka the best place on planet Earth. I was specifically looking for a queen-sized bed because 1, I'm a queen. I'm so sorry. And 2, I currently sleep on a 12-year-old twin-sized bed that doesn't fit me whatsoever. My feet, they dangle off the bottom, and I'm terrified that something or someone will just come up and eat it off. Anyways, into IKEA we went. We saw many beds of different shapes and sizes. We looked quite high and a little bit low, but eventually I found the one, and it looked like this. Are you kidding me? This is the best thing I've ever laid my eyes upon. This has my name written all over it. Like, seriously, what genius made this and how much do I need to pay him? Anyways, I was immediately sold on this. My mom, on the other hand, not so much. She was low-key scared of it. I obviously didn't care. I bought the bed and we stuffed it into the back seat of my mom's tiny 2008 Corolla and home we went. Now, obviously, I didn't have the time nor the fervor to build this bed during the week because homework is quite the BICTH. So, I had to hold my patience for this weekend. Saturday comes. I'm ready for battle. I begin by clearing out my bedroom. I need to make space for me to make a mess. My desk, the stuff on my desk, the stuff around my desk, the bookshelf, my ancient bed. Oh, it's all in my parents' bedroom. Actually, it made me realize how much useless junk I had. Anyways, after that, my mom demanded that I vacuum my room because it was an absolute pigsty. At that point, my room was completely empty. I was faced with the incredible emptiness of my room. All the bare walls and echoes of my breathing were a vivid reminder of my mortality and how life is completely meaningless, but that's besides the point, because what do you do when your room is 100% naked? You hold a Victoria's Secret fashion show, of course. It was beautiful. Thank you all so much for attending, and I can confirm that Adriana Lima's wig was found on the surface of Pluto. Back to the story. We then flexed our incredibly huge muscles, and my parents and I brought the packages for the bed into my room. They were heavy, and my back hurt. I then embarked on the journey that was building this monster. If this bed was a reptile, it would be Godzilla. I mean, the manual for this bed, it had 36 pages, and I was not okay with that. About 30 minutes later, I had finished the first step. I was feeling like a bona fide IKEA bed builder. I might just be the next Bob the Builder. I've had a bit of an epiphany. IKEA is just Lego for adults. What a concept. It had also started snowing for God knows what reason. Mother Nature was probably very unhappy about something. Fast forward another 40 minutes. I had constructed what looked like a giant crib. It just confirmed the fact that I was a 17-year-old baby. So that's all I've done in the past 2 hours, and I am mentally and physically drained. If my arms weren't ripped from carving that pumpkin, oh, they're definitely gonna be after building this bed. This was when things started to get pretty sticky. My dad jumped in to help me build the headboard because God knows I was struggling. Things were strewn across the floor. I was sweating. It was just a mess and a half. So I might have convinced my dad to finish the rest of it. My hand wasn't working properly. I never knew building a bed could be so hard. Honestly though, I just can't wait to hide underneath my bed when someone just breaks into my house. Could you imagine? As soon as you hear something suspicious, something kind of spoopy, you just run and dip under the bed. Maybe I'll hide all my Nerf guns there too. Then I'll be a real threat. This was when things took quite the turn for the worse. I had attached one of the bed's limbs backwards. We had to do it all again. My hands, they were trashed. My dad's, they were just one giant blister. My mom jumped in to help. Suddenly, this was a group affair, a battle waged from all sides. We were all emotionally invested in this endeavor. Finally, it was finished. My dream bed was complete. Could you even imagine the possibilities with this bed? I was thrilled, and I know the manual said that kids should not hide underneath the bed, but we can discuss that later. As for all the junk that was left over, I did what any sane human being would have done. I made a fort. After all that, I ate dinner and put my twin-sized mattress back on the bed frame because my queen-sized mattress that I had ordered from Sleep Country, Canada, why buy a mattress anywhere else, had not arrived yet. The last thing I remember from that fateful day was, for some reason, ending up on the Instagram Explore page at 11 p.m. and looking at a photo of the Dolan twins and having a mini mental breakdown because I couldn't tell which one was which. Now, you might be wondering, Joanna, what could you have possibly done today? And why is it worth one entire video? Oh, I'll tell you why. I had an epitome moment at 7 a.m. the next day. The desk I have, the one my mom bought for me when I was 12 years old, does not fit anywhere in my room if I am to keep my monstrous bed. I had to make a sacrifice, and it wasn't going to be the bed. So, bye-bye desk. Alas, I needed a new desk. Back to IKEA we go! I clambered into my mom's car, and we sped off to the land of Swedish furniture. Of course, when you go to IKEA, you have to eat their frozen yogurt, so my mom and I shared one. To be honest, it was pretty disgusting. It tasted like rubber, plastic, and moist tissues all rolled up into one. Regardless, we made our way to the desk area and we feasted our eyes on their large array of desks. Did I want a desk with drawers? Did I want a desk with a hutch? Did I want a corner desk? Yes, I almost bought a corner desk because I wanted my own nook, but then I remembered that it's not the most versatile of designs and I would probably regret it a year later, so I bought this plain wooden desk that I feel like most aesthetically religious individuals own. I also ended up purchasing this swaggy bedside table after remembering that mine was too thick for its own good, a chair for my desk, and some bedside lamps. I learned two things while walking through IKEA. One, everything is literally $2, so you don't feel bad about purchasing stuff you don't need. And two, everything you end up buying at IKEA has an IKEA scent. Oh, de IKEA, if you will. I swear to God, my room, it smelled like IKEA. The car, it smelled like IKEA. Even my armpits, they smelled like IKEA. First, I built the bedside table. It was called the building process was pretty quick, and I was able to build it completely alone. I must say, I was pretty excited to use it for my most prized possession, my kazoo. Next, we faced the desk. After the bed fiasco, there was no way in hell my dad was going to let me build the desk alone, so he demanded that he be a part of this. I naturally didn't complain. Less work for me. My mom also came out of hiding at this point. The scrap pieces of plastic were calling her name, and she felt compelled to clean up the work area. We finished the desk after approximately 45 minutes of elbow grease, and let me just say one thing. The drawers? What on earth are those? That is the most frivolous thing I have ever seen. Like, what on earth are you going to put in there? Pancakes? We then built the desk chair. I chose a pretty pink swivel adjustable chair. It was called the and it made for a pretty good potential surfboard. At this point, my dad had completely taken over the project. He was emotionally invested in the building process, and it was inspiring to see him put the pieces together as if he were putting together one giant puzzle. As for the chair itself, 10 out of 10 comfort. A1 spinniness. I have never been more amused in my life. The only minor bump in the road occurred when we went to install the armrests. My dad and his big head installed them backwards, but I guess that makes us even since I did install the bed frame backwards yesterday. Good game, Rolando. It was around 4 p.m. when we began to put together the lamps. The team, we were doing pretty well. Morale was high. We were ready to go charging into the mud of Passchendaele and reign victorious against those slimy lamps. Except that this didn't last long because I quickly felt alienated, so I went downstairs and ate half a frozen bagel. I returned to the scene of the crime approximately 20 minutes later to find that the lamps had been defeated. There they sat pretty on the headboard of my brand new bed. All that was left now was to put my room back together. I put my bookshelf back, organized my new desk, and attempted to organize those tiny drawers, but got triggered in the process. However, this process of redecoration proved challenging because I had way too much junk for my tiny little room. So I'll probably have to hire the Property Brothers to figure something out for me in the future. It was already 6:30 p.m. at this point, so I went downstairs, ate dinner, watched very informative entertainment, prayed to our Lord and Savior Shrek, brushed my toothers, took a very wet shower, and filmed this god-awful narrative you guys are watching now. How on earth did we get here? Anyways, hope you guys had fun this weekend. I'll try to post a room tour when my room is finished and I'm not living in absolute chaos anymore. But regardless, thanks for watching and clicking on this video. This is Jackie Chang, Ultimate Karate Kid Master, signing out. Hey guys, just one fat footnote here. Firstly, I'd like to apologize for missing my Sunday due date. I had to memorize Hamlet's entire to be or not to be soliloquy for English class, and I feel pretty accomplished because of it. Anyways, next item of discussion. I predict that quite a few people will be asking me how I afforded this IKEA shopping spree. Don't worry, I've been saving up to redecorate my bedroom for approximately 3 months now with the money I get from tutoring, so I will not be flexing on you with my AdSense money anytime soon. Just wait though, because in 2 months, I will be completely decked out in Supreme, and I will be a walking, breathing advertisement for Gucci. Okay, obviously I'm kidding. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I love each and every single one of you more than you could imagine, and see you next time, buddy.